This is the story time of my scariest lucid dreaming experience ever. So after I graduated high school, I, for the longest time, kept having these weird reoccurring dreams of being back at my school, but there was always something a little off. Like, it was my school, but it wasn't my school, if that makes sense. And in these dreams, I would always be walking to class. And throughout the dream, I'd kind of become aware of myself. I'd start to think like, okay, well, I'm walking to class. What class am I going to? What room number is it? What classes am I even enrolled in? What grade am I in? And then in the dream, it would always occur to me, like, wait, I'm not in high school. And then I'd wake up. I had this dream about 3 nights in the row, and each time it happened the exact same way until it didn't. After 3 nights of the same exact dream, I have it again, but this time I'm fully conscious because I have the memory of all the other dreams that came before it. So I'm standing there. I spawn in the hallway while students are switching classes, just like I always do at the beginning of every single one of these dreams. And this time, I just stand there and I'm like, nope, it's this again. Like, I fully recognize it for what it is. And I say out loud, I don't belong here. This is a dream. This isn't real. And this time I start walking around in the dreamscape. So I go to a classroom and just open the door, any classroom that I find. When I open the door, it's full of students who have their backs to me. And the second that door is fully open, what they did is they snapped their necks to look at me like this. All in unison, and it made this like sickening cracking noise, and they stared at me in silence. So I'm obviously freaked out. I slam the door shut, and when I turn around to the hallway that was previously just full of students passing me by, they looked pissed. They're all just staring at me in like this furious look in their eyes, and they start chasing me through the school hallways. I get really scared. I'm like running from them, and then at one point I wake up. The next night, I fall asleep, and I wake up in the school again. This time I'm just standing in the hallway, and I'm thinking to myself, really? Again? Can I stop having this freaking dream? And I'm watching the usual like dream NPCs pass me by in the hallway like they did the gazillion times before this one. But I noticed this guy standing off in the corner that had something different about him. He was looking at me, and it was the same way you'd look at somebody that you know, like with familiarity, and he looked sentient. Like, it looked like I was actually looking at another person and not a figment of my imagination, because everybody else around me seemed like weird, hollow NPCs is the best way I can describe it. And this guy just seemed like another person, and he just kind of kept eyeing me. And at one point he walks over to me, and he kind of leans in like he's going to tell me something, and he kind of speaks close to my ear like he doesn't want anybody to hear. And this is what he said. He leans in and says, if you ever become aware in a dream again, like you did last time, don't say anything out loud. And he like kind of looks around at the people around us, and he goes, they don't like that. And after he says that, he literally just walks away. And I wake up, and I never had that dream again. And honestly, it messed me up for months after, because I just kept thinking, like, who is this guy? It was somebody I'd never seen in real life before. And I know people always say, oh, you can't dream of people you've never seen. Well, I definitely did. Everything was in detail. I still remember his hair color, his hair texture, the freckles on his face. It was so specific, and he seemed so real. It was almost as if another person was lucid dreaming and kind of hopped into my dream plane, if that makes any sense. If anybody knows things about this, please chime in the comments, because to this day, it leaves me with a very unsettling feeling. I don't know how to make myself lucid dream. This all kind of happened by chance, but I'm a little bit interested in figuring it out, because dreams and what they mean and how we're all interconnected, it interests me so much, and I feel like there's so much I do not know and might never know.
So this video is for the spooky side of TikTok and anyone who has really vivid dreams. This happened to me about a year ago, and it's something that I will never forget. So about a year ago, I was dreaming that I was chilling with my friend in her car, and we were just listening to music, and I was using Snapchat filters on us and taking like silly pictures. Everything in this dream was normal to how it is in real life, like down to where she parked her car, what we were wearing, what we were saying, like everything was really realistic. So I was taking videos and pictures on Snapchat, and I went to take a video and I was zooming in, but I zoomed in too far, and the camera focused behind us to the back seats of her car. In the back seat of the car was our jackets, kind of bunched up in the back seat, and underneath them was a man. He was kind of huddled underneath the two jackets, and all I could see was his face sticking out. His face was really unnatural. He was smiling really wide. His eyes were really wide. It was so uncomfortable and unnerving. So I immediately start freaking out in my dream. Like, I'm going crazy. I'm like rewatching the video, and then I go to turn around and look at him. And then my friend suddenly breaks character from the dream, and she grabs my face and stops me from looking at him. And she says, "Don't look, you're okay, you need to wake up." And I wake up. And I immediately text this friend and say, like, tell her about the dream. And she tells me that she had just woken up at the exact same time from a dream also about her car. Eventually, I did go back to sleep. I kind of forgot about it. And then that day we ended up hanging out. We hang out, everything's normal. We're at her house, whatever. Then we go to leave so that she can bring me home. And as we're approaching her car, I see that there's blood on the passenger side door. Fresh, like red, bright red blood. There was no dead animals. There was no blood in the snow that was around the car. It was just on the car door, on the side that I would be getting into. I was freaked out. So I did some research about it to see if there was anybody else that had seen this guy in their dream. And it turns out that a lot of people have seen him, and he only comes to warn you. This is the man. So I'm not really sure what it meant. All I know is that when I saw the blood on the car door, it immediately felt like the dream and that was connected. Like he was trying to warn us about something. Maybe somebody was trying to break in. Have any of you guys seen him in your dream?
I had a dream that my grandpa died, and the next morning, he was gone. So basically, when I was in 5th grade, we went to go visit him in like the nursing home because he was old, and that's just what happened. So the night that he died, I got this horrible feeling, like I couldn't sleep, nothing. I had to force myself to pass out. So little 5th grade me goes to sleep, and in my dream, I see my grandpa there, and he's just like lying there, and somehow I just like knew he was dead. It was nighttime, and I could see him in like the bed we always visited him in. So then I wake up the next morning, and my dad comes and tells us that he died in his sleep of cardiac arrest, just like I saw him in my dream. I don't know if I'm just like insane, but like tell me if you've ever had like a supernatural, like weird dream or event like that before.
So recently I had a super crazy dream, and I kind of want to do a story time about it. It's really weird. Maybe like a psychological thriller podcast. Let me get into the story. I thought I was lucid dreaming, but something else was there with me. In the dream, I was asleep in my room. The whole place was pitch black, like I could feel the darkness pressing in. My eyes were shut, and then I heard a knock at the front door. Soft at first, then louder and louder, until there was a banging. That's when I felt it. Something entered the room. I couldn't move, I couldn't open my eyes, but I felt it walk right up beside me, standing there, watching. and I couldn't do anything. I tried to shake myself awake, but it was like I was stuck between dreams, one inside the other, never fully waking up. When I finally opened my eyes, I thought I was back. But the room was still black, still silent, and I swear I could feel it still there. Has anyone ever dreamed something that didn't feel like a dream? Because I don't think I ever really woke up.
Hey Paranormies, I'm here to tell you a story today. It is a personal one on my life, okay? And I really want you to stay till the end because it's a doozy, so strap in. When I was 16, I had my first and only reoccurring dream. But this wasn't just any dream. This was very vivid, unsettling, and felt disturbingly real. So let me walk you through it. So it always started out the same. I'm in an elementary school, in a hallway of that school, and there's kids in single file lines going to and from their classes. And I'm apparently a teacher at this school because I'm at the end of my class, and I'm just like walking through the hallways. When I'm walking down the hall, a little girl catches my eye. She's beautiful, a little light-skinned girl with tight curly hair, dimples. I can even remember her outfit clearly. She had little jeans on with a little yellow shirt and 3 rubber duckies on it, right? And we just caught each other's eye for 1 second. She smiled at me, I smiled her back, but we didn't really think much of it, and we just kept going. The dream shifted, and suddenly we're outside. The streets look run down like the rougher side of Paterson, New Jersey. Now, I don't recall where we went for the trip, but I know at this point we were heading back to our school. That's when I felt tension starting to begin, because the teachers start counting their kids and panic starts setting in when the numbers aren't coming out right. Now, at first we didn't know who was missing, but something told me to look up. Above us on both sides were apartment buildings with windows stacked on each floor. And so I looked up, and my eye just goes straight to the 3rd floor. And that's when I see her, the same little girl from the hallway. She was perched on the edge of an open window, swinging herself back and forth. I'm trying to reenact this part over you, right? So imagine this is the ledge, okay? This is the window. It's open. And this little girl is just bouncing on her hands and swinging herself back and forth. What made it worse was her expression. This girl was looking straight ahead, smiling as if nothing was wrong. So at this point, I point her out, and that's when panic spread, because everyone realized that's the student that's missing. We all froze, horrified, when the little girl leaned forward and allowed herself to fall. I watched her tiny little body fall head first, her neck bent into an L shape and crumpling over her body. Time slowed down. Everyone was screaming, but it was muffled to me. I felt like everything was just going in slow motion. But that's when I saw it. It was like this glow of light over her body. And as I'm looking at her body, I see her soul literally lift out of her body and stand up and look straight at me. And of course, she walks straight towards me. But at this point is when I always wake up. I always wake up right before she gets to me. Oh, but it doesn't fucking end there. The real nightmare started when I woke up and realized that this little girl from my dream was in my room. The very first time I woke up and I saw her little hand slip, and I heard the little shoop, okay, from when you slip down the bed, because I was sleeping on the side of the bed, and she was literally on the side of my bed watching me sleep. And as soon as I opened my eyes, she boop, and I remember seeing her little hands fall down, like the imprints of her hand on my bed, and I could see the little fuzzies from her hair, like when she went down. And when I went to go look, she wasn't there. And this would happen every single time I went to sleep. Even during the day, when I took a freaking nap, she would freaking be there. I would go to sleep in different places. I go to sleep in my mom's room, and she would do the same thing there. I go to sleep in my room, and instead of being under my bed, I would wake up and see her running into my bathroom. The next night, she would run into my brother's room. And another time, she ran straight into my closet. So eventually, I told my mom what was going on because I was terrified and afraid to go to sleep. And my mom, being Catholic woman that she is, very devout Catholic, she sent me to the church. And at the time, I was also a devout Catholic, so I did what the priest told me. I prayed really hard every day, like a lot, to the point where eventually it actually stopped. And when the dream stopped, I stopped seeing the little girl as well. Looking back on it now, after so many years of practicing witchcraft and divination, I'm pretty sure, almost positive, this is the time in my life when my psychic abilities kicked in. And because I was such a devout Catholic, I suppressed those abilities up until now. Anyway, but what do you think? Do you think it was a little girl, an actual spirit of a little girl trying to tell me something? Or do you think it was something much worse, something much darker? Do you think I should try and contact it now? It's like, nah, we're not contacting that. What? No, I'm just kidding. To this day, I haven't ever found the pelotas to try and contact it, so, But if you liked it, like and follow for more. I will bring you guys a new story.
If you are dreaming and someone asks to hold your hands, never let them. So this lady says that growing up, her mom always told her that if you're dreaming of someone who has already passed away and they come to you in your dreams asking to hold your hands, to never let them because they can take you with them. She explains how she never really understood if her mom was just saying that to scare them or if she really meant what she was saying. She says that her mother has since passed away. However, her mom came to her in a dream and she remembers everything she was wearing down to like her nails, that they were still done, because she remembers that in life her mom always had her nails done. So in the dream, the mom looks at her and she's like, "You're not scared of me?" And the lady, she's like, "No, what? Like, why would I be scared of you? You're my mom." And the very next thing her mom told her was, "Give me your hands." And she told her, "No, why do you want my hands?" But she does say that she did touch her in the dream, like her shoulder, and that she remembers how cold her mom was in the dream. And when she told her mom, "No, why do you want my hands?" her mom was like, "No, daughter, just give me your hand. Come on, give me your hand." She says that she told her, no, mom, I'm okay. I don't want to take your hand." And she woke up. That was the end of the dream. Once she wakes up, she feels kind of guilty for not giving her mom her hands, but she remembered, like even in her dream, she remembered that her mom living would tell her never take their hands. So she's like, did my mom want to take me with her? I mean, in that moment, she's like laying in bed with her two daughters. So she's like, why would my mom want to take me away and leave my two daughters here alone? So then she thought something different. She was like, what if that was not my mom? I'm over here like, what if the mom came just to test her and see if she learned her lesson about not taking somebody's hand? But I don't know, either way, it's creepy. It's a little scary, especially when it's like your loved ones and you're like thinking like, oh my god, I should have taken her hand, because she's still feeling guilty about it. And honestly, I would probably feel guilty too. If you want to listen to the story in Spanish, this is what's gonna look like, and it's called Relatos de Luna Llena. But what do you guys think? Has this ever happened to you? Are you going to take anybody's hand? Hopefully the answer is no.
I woke up at like 3 in the morning last night. I had such a weird dream. It's gonna sound so stupid, but I don't know if you guys know who Sam and Colby are, but I had a dream that Sam told me I had an attachment to me, like something was following me. And then last night, like that first clip that I showed, I just felt like somebody was watching me, like somebody was just like standing in that corner. I literally felt like somebody was just standing here, like in the dark, watching me sleep. Weird stuff has been happening again like it has in the past, but I've just kind of ignored it, but I don't know. And now I'm like randomly sick all of a sudden, like I don't know, it's weird.
The dream was too real, and it ended with a demon staring at me. What'd you do? I was eating dinner with strangers, and I realized I wasn't the only guest. The house was massive, like a mansion I'd never seen before. A long wooden table stretched across the room, and I sat with a family I didn't recognize. They were laughing, passing food, acting like I belonged there. But the whole time, the air felt heavy. And then, I saw it in the shadows, standing behind me completely still. It was a figure, tall, unmoving, watching me at first. I thought it was my imagination, but when I glanced back at the family, the smiles looked wrong, too wide, too sharp. That's when I realized this wasn't just dinner. Something was waiting for me after. Comment run if you get up and leave, or comment stay if you would sit through dinner. Watch part 2 to find out what next I do. Gag.
Can we show them the older homestead?
Yeah, let's go.
You
well,
know?
no, it's not. No, it's not. Was that you?
Yeah, that's on either side.
They went to both.
Yeah.
I died, y'all. Y'all know when y'all wake up, y'all already woke up from the night, but you fell back to sleep in the morning, and y'all be having crazy dreams. I dreamt I died. And it was epic. I'm trying to get this out while I remember it, because it was a lot. Okay, so it was Miami Beach, where I grew up at, and it was lights, it was traffic, it was Ocean Drive, it was people on the beach, people in the ocean, people on their bikes, and I was rollerblading, I was skating down Ocean Drive. And I saw this palm tree, it had a rope around it. I was like, you know what, that looked like it would be a good idea. It was a dream, it's just a dream, y'all. So I grabbed the rope and I'm skating around the tree. And I ain't stopping. It's getting faster and faster and faster until my feet come off the ground and I'm swinging around this tree like until it looked like a frisbee around the tree. And then my neck broke. My neck broke, y'all. And I see my dead body tied to the tree. Bro, I'm gonna have to do another video. I'm gonna do another video.
Has the devil ever appeared in your dreams? I think when I was around 8 or 10 years old, I've had an apparition of the devil in one of my dreams. And I'll explain why. When I was around that age, my family and I used to live in Mexico. The way or where my house was located during that time was under a hill in Mexico, and at night it was very creepy. There was like a lot of events that happened during our stay there that I'll talk about in other videos, but this particular night, for some reason I was just terrified. Growing up, I remember watching this show, Alegrías y Rebujos, which it used to be my favorite show. It was just, I lived for that show. I still sing the theme song to this day. But the thing about this show is that one night, because I was so scared, I started singing this song in my head. And I was visioning myself dancing to it in the theme song, like with the cast members and stuff. So, I was 8 or 10 years old around that time. And in one of the scenes were in my visions, because I was in that stage where you're like falling asleep but you're kind of awake at the same time. So I remember that I saw a girl who was not part of the cast members, and she was really pretty, but she had like short hair that's cut down to like up to like my chin or so. It was cut down straight into like a bob. And she had on a red suit, a red outfit. And she turned to me and looked at me, and she smiled at me in a creepy way. Now, as she's doing that, her nose, I kid you guys not, but in my dream, I kid you not, her nose started to grow into a point. And her ears started to stick out into a point as well. She also started to grow horns. Now this is all in my dream, guys. So this didn't happen in real life, but to this day I still think about that specific dream. Now I woke up terrified. However, the weird part about this is that my sister, since her and I shared rooms also, she woke up around the same time, and she also mentioned that she was having weird dreams. So both of us went to our parents' rooms, and we decided to spend the night there because of how scared both of us were. So you guys tell me what you guys think. If you guys have had dreams like that, I would love to read about them. Let me know what you guys think, and share if you guys have any experiences. I hope you guys have a great day and good afternoon. Mwah.
Wait, no. I just had the most fucking hectic dream, bro. I was like, this is a Hollywood horror film. Hectic. Listen to this, right? So I'm going up to a hotel, 5-star hotel, Hilton, middle of Brisbane. Great spot, great place. I'm rocking up, I go to reception. I got a booking, bro. He's like, sweet, bro, here's your key, room 105. Say less, bro. To the elevator, I'm fucking zoned out, thinking about something else. Boom, I'm like, what fucking room did bro say? Was it 104 or 105? Fuck it, I'll go 104 first. Reasonable thought. 105 after, we'll see what happens when I tap the key. Cool. Walking down the hallway, get to 104, doors wide open. I'm sitting down the hallway already. I'm like, oh shit, they cleaned it for me. I came too early. My bag. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, boom, door slams in front of me. I'm like, what cunt left the window open, bro? So sweet. Tapping the card, hitting the handle, nothing. I'm like, swear to God, bro said 104. Try it again. As I go to reach for the handle opens itself. Door slides open like someone's opened it for me. I'm like, 5-star hotel, of course, bro. Like, I'm not about that life, but obviously they have automatic doors, so it just makes sense. Cool. Walking through, look to my right, couple bedrooms. I'm not interested, bro. I got milk in the bag, need to take it to the kitchen. Walk a little further, I see the kitchen, dining room, and a full fucking family at the dining table. I'm like, my bad, twin. Obviously in the wrong room. Like, it happens to the best of us. But, like, okay, so there's one dude sitting there. Zoinked, bro. Like, he's like... Okay, and he's like fucking, imagine this is the table, right? Bro's here, his son's here, like primary school age. Across from him, mum, shout out mums. Next to her is like daughter, like teenager, some shit like that. Cool. I'm just like, yeah, shit, my bad, bro. Anyway, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, fucking air, bro. Son just fucking, like someone sliced his throat, cunt, and he just fucking, deuce, dead, bro. Mum, same thing, daughter, same thing. I got 3 fucking neck-cutted people on a dining table dead in front of me. So I'm fucking, you know what I mean, I'm on the edge, bro. I'm like, what's going on? All of a sudden, door behind me fucking slams shut, and I'm like, oh, this can't fucking, ooh, you know what I mean? What the fuck's going on? Anyway, the zoinks, bro, just like, look straight at me, dead in the eyes, bro. I'm like, I've seen a horror movie before, that's my cue to leave. So I'm fucking sprinting out, door slow motion opens again. I'm like, what's with these automatic doors, bro? Sprinting straight out, fucking, what's never seen someone run so quick in their lives, bro. All of a sudden, fucking, I was in 6th gear, slammed it to reverse. I'm fucking reversing, back in there, door opens again, fucking, straight back to the same spot. Seeing the dining table, seeing him, family suite, nothing wrong with their neck, right? They all look at me and they go, help, please! And then fucking, dead, all 3 of them. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this is a dream. But I'm like, bro, someone explain what's happening. I'm fucking lost, right? Dude looks at me, zoinked, bro, and he's like, you entered the wrong room. I'm like, do I look like a snitch, bro? I'm not gonna tell anybody about your weird fetishes, cunt. As soon as I get out of here, I'm fucking, like, I'm not gonna tell a fucking soul, bro. You tripping? Like, the fuck? Anyway, so he kills me. He's got reverse powers, fucking crazy cool fucking action scene. I've got nothing. He just kills me. Cool. Flashback to him a week ago. And he's doing charity work. I'm talking for free, feeding the homeless, bro. He's making sandwiches and shit, bro. I'm like, good cunt. He's doing long hours. I'm like, this is a good cunt, bro. He's a good cunt. Type of dude that'll walk the granny across the street type of guy. Like, good cunt. But like in my head, I'm like, I know this cunt's a fucking murderer. But I'm flashbacking him. I'm like, damn, this is a good cunt. I actually respect this bloke. Anyway, he goes home, buys his whole family KFC. Good bloke. Respect it. And he's like, I'm going to take you all out on the weekend. We'll go 5-star hotel, Hilton. Take you a little bit shopping, have a good weekend, bro. I'm feeling generous. Generous guy. You know, they're all like fucking best dad ever. Loving him. Good shit, bro. Comes to it, bro. Like, a little bit of shopping. Comes back. He's bought them dinner again. Fresh out of money. Bro doesn't have a cent to his name, right? So his missus starts chirping about how he needs to fucking save money and shit. Son's like, bro, I didn't get the Switch 2. Fucking daughter's like, I'd rather go see Johnny than hang out with you cunts. He's fucking like, oh, bro, shut the fuck up, as they're just chirping his ear, right? He's starting to get a bit agitated. They're sitting at the dining table just fucking chirping at him. Grabs the butter knife, gets up, slices his son's throat, slices his missus' throat, slices his daughter's throat, goes to the hallway, opens up the door nice and calm, slams the cunt behind him, and he's out there the fucking main hallway, looks to his left, couple cunts like looking at him like, the fuck's going on over there? And he's like, okay, fuck, probably shouldn't have done that. I'll go back in. Turns out he has the reverse power, bro. Door just fucking opens. He walks back in like nothing happened, cunt. Walks back to the dining table, sits in the same spot. Everyone's got their necks back and they're like, what the fuck just happened? And then he just fucking like goes full nutter. Just gives up and he just plays it over and over again and then just dead, 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 dead. You know what I mean? Just over and over again until it's like the third time, bro. And you hear the door shut and you hear some cunt to the right go, oh cunt! And then the camera, him, fucking looks over to me, bro. End fucking credits right there, cunt. You're lying if you tell me that's not a Hollywood film. If some cunt in Australia that makes horror movies, like, where's A24 at, bro? Give me a tenner and a high five, it's yours, cunt. Are you telling me you wouldn't watch that, bro? I would definitely watch that shit.
What the fuck was that? Bro!
What's going on around you?
I don't know. I'm frozen. I am frozen.
Did the window
Sean.
break?
Sorry for the heavy filter tonight. I look like crap and I just wanted to get this dream out to you. This one is about aliens. Isn't it weird how you sometimes have dreams with recurrent themes? I have sometimes where I'll dream a lot about aliens, and then other times I'll dream a lot about water stuff, and then other times it'll be bugs or monsters or flying or something. It seems to come in, a couple month stretches where I'll dream common things. Anyway, this nightmare was about being invaded by aliens. Like the planet had been invaded by aliens, but these aliens were invisible. You could not see them. But we knew they were there because people would get infected by these aliens. And what would happen is they would get like really, really deathly pale. And then slowly they would like clamp their lips closed, and then their cheeks would blow up. And it was that air in their mouth was full of alien spores. So if the alien saw you and you weren't infected, it would like chase you around and then try to blow the alien spores in your face so you would be infected too. So anyway, I was walking my dog outside, and it was a pretty tame day. It was like a Midwestern day in the sunshine, and I was outside walking around, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, here comes this lady in an apron, and she had that classic alien infected face, really very pale, and her cheeks were all puffed out, and she started chasing me around and trying to infect me, but I got away. So most of the dreams that I have, I get away, or something happens and I wake up. I've only died twice in my dreams, and I'll have to tell you those dreams at another time, but this one was kind of a short one, just an alien zombie dream with spores in their mouth. Weird. My imagination is wild. Have you ever had anything like that? Any weird alien dreams like that? Let me know in the comments.